All right, so this is going to be first video that's going to contain some new audio. As you can probably see here, I'm just working on some fast squats, trying to get warmed up. No longer in conditioning phase. This would be session, I guess, 9 and 10 of this training block. As per the usual, 1,000 meters of rowing, followed by some activation, stretching. The particular session, it's actually going to be 2 sessions that you're seeing here, are from the previous week. It's taken me a little while to upload because I was really tired of having such crappy audio from Bluetooth in my truck. I'm trying to make things like the snatch and clean and jerk be a part of my warm-up or main activation prior to whatever the goal of that session is, for as many sessions as I can. That'll obviously taper off when I get into the more event-specific phase of all this training, which will be 2 weeks from the time that I'll be posting this. And there'll be 3 or 4 videos between now and then that I'll end up posting. I do feel that, like, for my snatch, some of my position is off. I've definitely got some asymmetries between my left leg and right leg. Like, my left leg is just not supporting the weight in the same way. It's not creating the spring and snap that I'm getting off of my right leg. And it's hard for me to tell because my hip adductors seem to be more or less flexible on one side versus the other, depending upon the position that I have my leg in. So if I'm very deep into the squat, my left leg is absolutely the one that has greater flexibility, whereas if I come up a little bit more, it's all of a sudden my right leg. And so I'm not really sure what the factors are there, if I have 2 different insertions on my right and left side, and so which leg is the least common denominator kind of logic to favor, and then make the other side match. I'm trying to work in the behind the neck press because that actually is event specific. So I am focusing on making sure that my squats and my cleans and my presses are of the same grip. And I will eventually widen my grip from where you see in this video, just because I haven't got it figured out yet. This particular session, I think, is moving up to fairly heavy squats. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this might be day 11 and 12 instead of 9 and 10. Yeah, that's correct. There's 2 videos before this that I haven't put audio on top of quite yet. I'm trying to get in also as much squat work as I can because I know that's going to drive up my deadlift. The other training specific thing is going to be, or like the other event that is going to be at this upcoming competition is going to be the frame deadlift for reps, and squats a driver of deadlift. So getting in good squat numbers until I start working on deadlift is going to be really important. A lot of the work on squat here is also making sure that my squatting is symmetrical, and then I'm very much utilizing my back to assist in abdominal stability. I had fudged some of my numbers on my spreadsheet, so like I was going off of a uncalculated number when I had made a copy of the spreadsheet for this training block. It copied over the values only and not the actual formula. So when I put in new numbers, the numbers for the day that you're seeing this didn't change. And so I actually went way heavier than I was supposed to, but I just trusted the spreadsheet because I hadn't checked it yet. So I think I'll go up to 270 or 275 here, and it was absolutely the wrong number. Yeah, my feet are a little narrower here than what I probably maybe should be training. I know I should be training a little bit wider on my squat, but it's just kind of hard to take out that much time to work on my squat at a wider stance. I need a proper, full, long training block in order to do that. All right, so here we are on the next session. This is session 12, and obviously we're no longer in the conditioning phase. Same thing, plenty of rowing before this, a little bit of mobility work prior, and then just sort of feeling out this squat position. This squat position is really just to make sure that I am controlling in the ankle dorsiflexion direction. My erector group is plenty activated without fatiguing it. Get fatigued really fast if your erector group is just not awake, and so it ends up being that those reps are really tough. You can actually do more reps if you take the time to stimulate some of those supporting back muscles. I'm doing these with the empty bar because no snatch on this particular day. I'm trying to maybe split up my snatch days and my clean and jerk days, which you wouldn't normally see an Olympic lifter do, I think, too often unless they're going very heavy. I think this day I did end up going quite heavy. I think this is the day that I went 275. So here I am with 95. Again, just trying to feel poppy, snappy, make big jumps, not too many sets. Limit the number of sets by making larger increments. So we went straight from the bar to 95 pounds. What are we doing here? Is this snatch or is this cleans? Yeah, we're working. Yeah, it's cleans. Okay. Actually, this is not the day I went 275. I think I only did 245 this day, or 225, 215. Who knows? I guess we'll see in a sec. I do find it quite difficult to do cleans with where they contact bare skin, like my skin, and just ends up feeling really tacky and creates a lot of drag. It can be really tough to make sure that I'm not bumping the bar out. I find it way more likely to bump the bar out when it's getting friction against bare skin. So I prefer the leggings most often. It's just been so hot, and so wearing these shorts has been more ideal, but not for these particular movements. Nice for squatting though. Yeah, you can see that it's I often have a habit of foreshortening my extension, but it's definitely happening quite a lot from it improperly contacting or getting like excessive amounts of friction against my thighs. Oh yeah, okay. So this is one of the first days that I start trying to do the behind the neck press. I just cannot figure out the bar path for this behind the neck press. You see me trying to move my hands a little bit wider because I'm finding myself getting stuck, being so narrow. It's definitely not my shoulder mobility. It is absolutely like a ratio of my forearm length to my my humerus. The elbow to shoulder versus my elbow to wrist ratios. They're just of a proportion where I find that I do need to grip wider to press, but I don't know that I have shoulders that are wide enough to have that be optimal in all pressing. So trying to find a spot where I train this versus how that compares to my deadlift versus how that compares to my front rack position press has been a bit of a struggle. The other thing is how high, right? Is it very high on the shoulders? Is it a little bit lower, like where I would squat from? And trying to make that decision has been a big part of like trying to work these in. It is very odd to me that 165 can feel very heavy, especially since my front rack position, I can get 265 overhead on a good day. That's a PR, right? But I've regularly done 245, and I have not even gotten close to 245 for this movement quite yet. So could be the muscle engrams. It could be something about how I am positioning. Just looking from the video here, it might be that in order to have the on the back stability, I'm over tightening my lats, and so my elbows aren't under the bar to get a straight pressing path from the arms. It's all from just driving the bar up with my legs. So maybe I do need to have it a bit higher, which is something that I ended up doing the next session that I attempted. Even though the next session I attempted this